Hello, my name's Tom Maestas. Today's December 25th, 2020. It's Christmas Day. Merry Christmas to you that celebrate Christmas. For those of you who don't, God bless you. Christmas is about, Jesus, our Savior, coming and giving us salvation and freedoms. And I'm reminded with this lockdown that the United States has been in, the entire world has been in fact. I'm reminded of our Declaration of Independence. So I thought today would be a really good, fitting day to kind of review that. Kind of look at the parallels that, you guys have suffered, just like the folks in the colonies suffered under King George. Kind of very reminiscent. There's a lot of very concerning things that are taking place in the United States. Most powerful law in the world, aside from what I believe, God's law, is the United States Constitution. And it all started in Congress, July 4th, 1776. So bear with me. Here we go. The unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. Now, I know you guys are pondering a lot this year. There's a lot of patriots, over 100 million that are, thinking about this daily. And there are some of you that just don't know about this stuff. Let me continue. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, kind of ponder on that there. How many of you folks have suffered a great deal of depression, a lack of pursuit of happiness? What about your liberties? Okay, let's read that again. Then we'll continue. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Do you feel equal to your governors, to these U.S. and state senators and representatives and congressmen and women? I don't feel equal to them, and I don't think you guys feel that either. But the Declaration of Independence says that. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. They can't take them away, and yet they have. Endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. Now, here in New Mexico, we passed a law, not us, the governed, but elected crooked elected tyrannical officials. They passed a constitutional amendment where we can no longer recall our governor. Now, why in the hell would anyone do that? Tyranny? Yeah, let's call it what it is. Tyranny. Okay, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its power in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Now, come on guys, that kind of, I'm not the best reader, right? But you understand that, right? We have a right, to alter and abolish this government, and we can institute a new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence indeed will dictate the governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes. Kind of something to ponder on there, huh? And accordingly, all experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses enters the passions, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies. Such has been the patient sufferings of these states, cities, municipalities within the United States. And such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former system of government. You guys get that? The history of the present King of Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations. So, okay, same spirit that was, in the tyrannical King, King George, King of Britain. We see it right now. We see it in every single government. People will say it's the left, people will say it's the right, but we see it in both sides. Come on. They have sold out to powers that be, and we have a duty, we have a right to change that. The history of the present great King of Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world.